Okay, hello. Hi guys. How are y'all? Welcome to our third youth rally. So, we get to do I'm happy to be up here. Really nervous. I even had X pray for me. I was like, hey, you gotta pray for me, like, got a little nervous. But I am happy to be here, and I am happy to bring the study for y'all because this study that I'm gonna do, I actually said to myself when I was trying to think of what I'm gonna do, I said, I don't want to just talk. I want to do a team building. I want to do an activity to prove a point, yes, or just maybe to have fun. I don't know. I just wanted to do something different, and also this study since what we did this past week, it has a little more meaning to it now. And I didn't even realize it, but God put it in my heart to do this, and now I understand why. So with that, I'm going to ask my helper, Dulce, to come up. So, yeah, hello? Okay. All right. So what we're going to do, first off, all right, I need 2 volunteers. I need 1 guy and 1 girl from anywhere. Anyone, come on up. A guy or a girl? First. Yeah, I said come on up. 1 guy and then 1 girl. Am I going to? I need a girl. I need a girl. Am I going to have to choose? Kelly? All right, Kelly. Okay, you're going to be with Dulce? I'm going to get Kelly. Okay, the game is simple. I'm going to say something, and I hope you know the story from the Bible. Okay, it's simple. I'm going to say something, and if I say, yeah, when I yell, I sound something, and I touch your shoulder, and you have to do the effect. So, man, when I yell, I sound like, okay, I don't usually sound like that, but when I yell, man, I'm so loud, I sound like, man, I said all that with just like opening my mouth, just like, okay, but y'all get the game, right? So, the story is going to be David and Goliath. Now I'm going to be David, and I'm going to let Dulce be the giant. Goliath, I'm sorry. I'm going to let Dulce be Goliath. So she's going to say, there you go. Alright, so why don't we get started with the story? Let's get away from these giants. Okay. Hey, Goliath. I'm David. What's your name?
Hi, David. I'm Goliath.
Goliath? Oh, Goliath. Man, I hear you've been doing a lot of bad things around here.
Well, I've been killing some people, and when I kill the people, they fall like this.
Well, I know that you've been killing people, but I'm brave. I kill lions. Lions that are so big, when they roar, they sound like this. Monster lions.
Well, David, when I stomp, I sound like this. What's going
That doesn't sound so convincing. I mean, you're 9 feet.
I haven't had breakfast.
What does that sound like?
This is how I sound after I've eaten.
Well, David, Goliath, you eat some weird stuff. Well, I'm actually here because God sent me to kill you. What are you going to do about it, huh?
Well, I'm gonna kill you first.
What do you have?
I have a sword, and when I take my sword out, it sounds like this.
Well, I don't have a sword or anything, but I do have a slingshot. You know, it's handy. Look, when it moves around, it makes some noise. You know, just like. So I had the weird button on it. When my slingshot does this. Yeah.
Well, when you throw your stones, they're gonna hit my shield, and this is what their stone. Your stones are gonna sound like.
Yeah, well, let's see about that. Here I'm gonna go. I'm gonna pick up my 5 stones. Alright. Get the first one ready. Gotta wind up. Gonna wind up. Ready? Ready? That was a practice shot. I just wasted one of my stones. Thank you. Okay. 4. That was the first one. Alright. So here it goes again. I'm going to get my second stone. Here we go. Ready? Here you got to wind up again. Alright, I'm going to wind up. Got to wind up the arm. Ready? I'm going to do it slow this time. Go that fast? I don't think it didn't even hit you. It just hit in the air like.
It hit a bird.
It hit a bird. Oh, it hit a bird. Okay. Sorry, guys. Third stone, I guess. Ready? Here we go. Wind up. I'm going to go all out. Ready? Stones make sound effects too. Alright, I keep missing. What? Shield, that bird. Alright, 4th. I'm running out of stones here. I don't like all these other ones. 4th stone. Here we go. I get it ready. Ready? Ready? Am I in a pro this time? Yeah, can you like guide my stone this time? Killing all these birds. Alright, here we go. Last one. No more joking around. No more birds. I check. Here we go. Last stone. Wind it up. Good. I did it! I killed the guy! I did it! Thank you to the volunteers and my helper who said, you only rehearsed that once now, Alright, now let's get serious. If you open your Bibles to 1 Samuel 17, I want to read the story of David and Goliath to you. I'm not going to read it like parts, because it's a really long story, like a whole chapter. So, let's read. Just follow along. I'll let y'all know where I'm reading, and just try to follow along the story. In 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 4, it talks about Goliath, how he. And then it says, then Goliath, a Philistine champion from Gath, came out of the Philistines' ranks to face the forces of Israel. He was over 9 feet tall. He wore a bronze helmet, and his bronze coat of male weighed 125 pounds. He also wore bronze leg armors, and he carried a bronze javelin and his shoulders, on his shoulders, I mean. The shaft of his spear was a heavy and thick as a waver's burn, I got lost, I'm sorry. Tipped with an iron spearhead that weighed 15 pounds. His armor bear walked ahead of him carrying a shield. So, as you can see, Goliath was this giant, 9 feet tall, giant Philistine, just a warrior, you know, armor that weighed like 125 pounds, his spear and his shield. You know, kind of like how this looked like right now. Me and David, the small guy, kind of. And, you know, Dulce as the giant Goliath. And, well, I want to kind of skip ahead now to where David goes and he fights against Goliath. So if you go to the same chapter, verse 32, I'll read from there. It says, Amen?
Amen.
Don't worry about the Philistine, David told Saul. I'll go fight him. Don't be ridiculous, Saul replied. There's no way you can fight a Philistine and possibly win. You're only a boy. And he's been a man of war since his youth. But David persisted. I have been taken care of by my father's sheep and goats. He said, when a lion or a bear came to steal a lamb from the flock, I go after it with a club and rescue the lamb from its mouth. If the animal turns on me, I catch it by the jaw and club it to death. I have done this to both lions and bears, and I'll do it to this pagan Philistine. For he has defied the armies of the living God, the Lord who rescued me from the claws of the lion, and the bear will rescue me from the Philistine. So David, he knew what he was going up against when he was going up against Goliath, a giant. But here David's telling Saul that he would take care of his father's sheep, and when a lion would come or a bear, he would go after it and bring the sheep back, and if the lion or the bear would attack, David would actually grab it from the mouth and just kill it with the club. So I think that's amazing to me, that someone like that. So let's skip ahead to verse 45, where David is confronting the Philistine. And it said, David replied to the Philistine, you come to me with sword, spear, and javelin, but I come to you in the name of the Lord of heaven's armies, the God of the armies of Israel, who you have defied. Today the Lord will conquer you, and I will kill you and cut off your head. And then I will give you the dead bodies of your men to the birds and the wild animals. And the whole world will know that there is a God of Israel. And everyone assembled here will know that the Lord rescues his people, but not with sword and spear. This is the Lord's battle, and he will give you to us.
Amen.
Amen. When I read the story, I think of this guy David. He must have had a lot of faith in God to go up against this giant who he was a giant. He had spears, swords. He was just unbelievable. He killed men like nothing. And here a little boy came in front of him and said, I'm going to take your head off. I'm going to kill you. God's going to deliver you to us. That, to me, is just a man with great faith. How many of y'all here know what faith is? Yeah, right? I don't have to answer. We had a study a while ago with Dulce, my assistant. She was talking about faith and what it is. And I remember when she was saying that faith, it's not something you can see or touch, but it's something you have to believe. You have to believe. This story is about a boy who had total faith in God, who knew God was going to deliver this giant to him, who knew that against all odds he was going to win, he was going to kill him. So faith I think is something that we use every day also. I mean, let me give you an example. And this example I've had since I was in middle school, so that was a while back ago. How many of y'all, when y'all came in here, you prayed that your seat wouldn't fall apart? Not that they're old, Pastor, you're here. Not that they're old, I know they're But how many of y'all came in here and you came to the altar and you prayed like, Lord, just please, don't let my seat fall down and not because I won't be embarrassed and none of that. No, you just came here and you just sat down, right? You had faith that it was going to hold you. That's what having faith is, where you believe that the chair is going to hold you, that you believe that God's going to guide you and He's going to be with you always, that He's never going to leave you. That's faith. And all right. Yeah, we are. Yeah. Okay, we're going to show video later after I'm done, but I want to kind of talk about that. If y'all haven't heard, we took a trip to Oklahoma last week, or this past week? This past week, yes. We left on Tuesday and we came back Wednesday. We went to go take the supplies that the other churches from the valley dropped off, and just everyone. And 4 of us went to Oklahoma to Rio. It was Javier, Diane, Pastor Herrera, and myself. And I thank God for allowing me to go to experience that, because it's really something that did change me, that's touched my heart. And, it did sand me a little, but I remember when we were sitting down eating free breakfast there, again. And one of the guys, I don't know his name, but I think he said, there needs to be new life here, but for there to be new life, there has to be death. And I feel that that's what they're going to have, that they're going to have new life there in Oklahoma. And the trip really touched me, because I felt in my heart that I needed to go serve. I needed to go here and experience this trip. And I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to tell you another story, and you'll see why. A year ago, if y'all didn't know, they passed a law for those who aren't legal, and for them to get your work passes. And for a year I applied, and for a year I got nothing. And after Carla got it, and then George got it, and I was happy for them. And then I would walk away to my room and I'd be like, man, they got it before me, and I applied before them. And I was like, and then I heard all my friends got it, and I was like, yeah. And I still don't got mine. And then I heard all my cousins got it, and I was like, congratulations, dude, happy for you. I didn't get mine though. And I was so upset. And you can ask my mom, there was at times where I would be talking to her and I'd be like, Mom, why don't I get it? What am I doing wrong? Is God testing me? Is He trying to tell me something? And I honestly, I kind of lost a little bit of that faith. I thought that I was going to get it. And okay, let's stop there. Now let's go back after this. Let's go back to the other story. I hope I'm not losing y'all. Okay, so when we're coming back, first off, when we were on that trip, I get a call from my mom, and she's all like, "Mijo, ¿cómo estás?" Y no sé qué. She's like, "Hey, how are you? We have a surprise for you at the house, and we're gonna take you out to China Harbor." And I was like, "Yeah!" And I honestly thought, because I thought they thought that I was doing a good thing, which I was, and we did. But they got me. My mom, even when she was calling me, all my brothers and sisters were like, "No, don't tell him, don't tell him, don't tell him." And so she made up a story. She's like, "Yeah, Francesca came over to bring you a gift," and I was just like, "Okay." And then I texted her over, and she didn't even know what I was talking about. She thought I was all weird. So on our way back, I was thinking about the whole trip and what I experienced. How the verse says, where's it found again? Ecclesiastics, yes, I can hear you say that. Ecclesiastics says meaningless. Everything is meaningless. And it's true, when you go over there and you just look at everything, it's just like, wow, everything is just meaningless. There's a box of trophies there that people had, and it's just, it means nothing. It really does, it just means nothing. But I'm grateful to God that He allowed me to go serve. And now this is where both stories come in. When you serve God and you're obedient and you have faith in Him, that everything will come together, that He will do everything for you. He rewards you. That same day that I left to Oklahoma, I got my residence card. That same day that I went to go serve and to do things for Him, He gave me this. Even when I was losing faith, God is still faithful to me. So, and through all this, I learned that I must always have strong faith in my God, because He can make anything possible. They had told me that I got denied and that I wasn't going to get it. But because God touched the heart of some lady that works for the government, she decided that, yeah, that's the story. She decided that she had it, and she gave it to me. My God is a great God. He can make anything possible. But we need to keep our faith in Him. We must never lose our faith. And if you do keep your faith, He will reward you. If you knock, He'll answer. Trust in your God. Just like you trusted the chair not to fall. Right? Trust in your God that way, that He's always going to catch you or He won't let you fall. Trust God that way.
Come on.